is my special way of saying welcome to Her Honor from the Nigerian Television Authority, Port Harcourt. My name is Blessing Wanokoro. My guest on this show today is a fashion designer. She is the CEO of Signatory Stitches. Join me to make welcome the unique Alicia herself.
Good morning.
Good morning. If you mind telling us how you started.
Growing up, I have always loved to look good, and most times when I show up, people admire what I wear. So, having the skill as a fashion designer, I decided to, take the time to impart it on the members of the society, and that's actually what inspired Signatory Stitches.
How would a woman be described as being dressed in a modest way?
Okay, now modesty to me is a thing of choice and of personality. It's to their comfort. People dress to their expression. For you to be able to identify someone that is properly dressed, I think you have to cover your body, the necessary areas, without showing too much. You can still look classy without looking, sexy. To dress properly is going to attract personalities. And you might even find yourself in a gathering. As you stand up to speak, people first of all address you by what you're wearing. How do you show up? What do you tell about your personality? Showing off body speaks more of someone that has a low self-esteem. That's how I see it. But if you're confident about yourself and your body, you ought to dress properly and cover yourself as a woman.
Especially the trend, everybody wants to go with what is happening, what is in vogue at a particular point in time. So, generally, looking at our society today, how would you assess or describe the kind of fashion women put on?
The old fashion we know is not what we are experiencing now, and sometimes we can only imagine what the next generation will look like. People wear anything out without minding what is meant for the inside house and what is meant to be worn out. People wear underwear out. I've been to a supermarket and I saw a lady wearing not just a short, almost like an undies in the supermarket. I was like, what? I don't know how they perceive themselves, but the current fashion right now is actually going out of hand. Now, as a fashion designer, there's a new trend right now, which is a corsetry dress. The corset dress is what everybody wants to put on. But many persons have forgotten that even though there are designs available out there, you don't just jump into trend. You wear what suits you, what suits your body. Dress like your body should accommodate and how your body can
And what
fit.
can make you, look responsible?
Now, when we talk about dressing as a person, you can't wear an undersize and you expect to fit in properly. For someone to dress responsibly, I think you should wear what accommodates your body, what covers you up properly.
Okay.
That's just the key word. You can't wear something that is shorter than your length, something that is exposing your body. Something that is too tight for you and you're wearing it. And most times they make it not because they don't have the resources, but it's coming from a place of choice. They decided to wear it to show up like that, not minding how they appear on it. So dressing properly, it's coming from someone's personality.
You look at the designer who is creating this thing, you have a role to play. You could also as well advise your clients to say this is what your body can take and what your body cannot take. So what do you people do to ensure that every woman looks good?
Designer actually play a major role in all of these things. But don't forget that customers are always right and they are all entitled to their own choices and opinion. So all we do as a designer is to make by order. This is what I want, give it to me. So you're not to, use that opportunity to talk down at anyone, because some clients, if you even try to talk them out of it, they might even find it offensive.
Yeah.
Yes, as a designer, sometimes we advise. That's why for me, I can't even conclude on making a design for someone without seeing how you look like. At least if you cannot come in person, I'll request for your photo. Let me know what suits you and what looks nice on you. And at the end, when you show up and people admire you because your design is not because of the exposure, but the classiness, the decency in it, and see how you stand out. It speaks volume about who styles you. So I always tell every designer out there that it's not all job that you take. There are some jobs that you can decline if you actually have a brand, integrity. I have brand integrity. So if you come to me and you said you want to make this and you must make it like this, and I'll tell you, I'm not comfortable with this, not because I cannot make it, but I just feel you look too ugly on it. And you looking ugly on my design is robbing my design.
Exactly.
So I want to make something that will make you look amazing and admired by everybody.
You're careful and mindful of what you dish out because your image is at stake. Of course, we all know, because I'm beginning to wonder, when you see someone dressed and the person is not properly dressed, you're wondering who made it, who designed this clothes for this lady. And just like you said, it has a lot to do with the designer.
Yeah.
Somebody asking you, oh, this clothes is beautiful, you tell the person, the designer, and it's like a way of marketing that designer.
Yeah.
But when the thing is awful, who made this thing? You're also driving people away from the designer. So it's just something that it has to do with you. It has to do with the person who is also wearing these designs. So I think when we come back from this short break we are going to take now, we are going to talk a lot about the challenges we are facing as women, especially when it comes to our dressing.
Challenges, especially when you come across a difficult client. And what I always tell people is that everybody has a value. You have your own value, I have my own value. So don't ever allow anyone to rob you of your value and what you represent. Signatory as a brand, we represent projecting and preserving a virtuous woman in a sense of dressing, expression. In every design it tells a story. So how are we telling our story? We tell our story through modesty, through decency. There are some jobs we turn down as designers, for real, like especially if it has to show lots of your cleavages, going out looking smaller. Whatever that doesn't fit right doesn't feel good. That's just the bottom line. And every design we send out ought to bring back a return, meaning as we make production, it's bringing back double of what we are sending.
Yeah, more clients
from
come
the
in.
referrals that we actually build, and that was what has kept us in business and has brought us this far. So we always do a consultation session with our client. You don't just walk in and say, want to make a dress, and we start, we need to first of all do a consultation with you. What is the design for? Where are you wearing it to? So for every event, there's how you must appear and how you should look. You can't look awkward, among every other guest wearing Signatory Stitches brand. I think that is actually a slap on us, and we don't, allow that. So for challenges, yes, if the client does not, align with us, we turn down some jobs actually. Like I said, nobody should rob you of your value. We have a value, and if people are coming to us, it's because they see this value that we are giving them. That's why they choose us.
You train people on how to also stand on their own. So what kind of knowledge do you impart to them besides just learning how to make clothes?
Yeah. Now, one of the things I teach morals. I make them understand that as a business person, you must have good character. You must have good morals. You must show up well and show up correct. You must show up properly, show up the way you should be addressed. You can't even believe that there was a time we even brought in a diction teacher to come and train our students on how to speak right. You can imagine that. Yeah, you'll be wondering what addiction has to do with fashion. But this is a way of me training them that before you be able to communicate with someone properly, you should be able to learn how to speak correctly as well. You see, so aside fashion, we talked about morals, we talked about characters, how to accommodate your neighbors, how to be of good behavior, how to be the light anywhere you find yourself.
Testimony do you get thereafter?
Lots of testimonies, like lots of testimonies. Now, Signatory Stitches organize a grand finale event. Is an annual event with the name Style Expedition. The platform enables our graduate students to showcase what they have learned with us for a period of 1 year, for some 6 months. Now they showcase lots of amazing designs, wedding gown, dinner dresses, corporate wears, blazers, so lots of them. And in this event, they are given the privilege to invite their loved ones, their husbands, their children, their families. And when this family come and they see them on the runway, because we don't allow our students to use model. I always tell them, you are your own model. Dress the way you want to be addressed. If you want me to eat your food, you're able to test what you prepare for yourself.
Yeah.
So for that, all of them hit the runway. You see the mothers, wives, children, all on the runway, looking so beautiful on their design.
Oh.
And at the end of every edition, in fact, I see loads of drinks, wine. In fact, last year, a couple brought me 2 fowl or cooker.
You just for appreciation.
Couldn't believe that was one way.
Oh my God!
Down that they want to, do their anniversary. So these are the things that actually inspire us.
Yeah.
And it shows that yes, we are doing something right. And from January to December, we register countless number of persons. Currently, we have over 100 students training with signatory stitches. We couldn't achieve this success story if we are not actually getting results. So it's not just teaching them, but the outcome, the impact, the mindset also. Like I said, aside teaching fashion, sometimes we try to groom their mindset, because you need to perceive yourself big before you can be big. Greatness starts from the heart.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're starting small, because every big person you see today started from somewhere. So I teach them and encourage them to appreciate their humble beginning, because the future is bright for everyone. So signatory stitches, when we started, we saw that almost every year we have over 1,000 inquiries, people that want to come and train with us. But most of them have some constraint in terms of finance. So that alone, inspired me to form Signatory Foundation. The foundation caters for those that cannot afford training fee with us. And also sometimes we do other outreach aside fashion. We visit the orphanage home, we give out some dresses. In a fashion house like this, there are some dresses we do just for showcase. And other times we also make some intentional designs to give to to the less privileged out there. So for that, Signatory Foundation make provision for those that cannot afford the training to learn under the foundation. And that's also like a backup for the style expenditure. For every event we do, we empower people on the platform. People go on with sewing machine, cash prizes, scholarship as well. In fact, we do a raffle draw for our guests. You can just come to the event to pick a raffle draw, and you're getting a 6-month free training from Signatory Foundation in collaboration with Signatory Stitches. We have a handle on the social media, Signatory Foundation. And then for our annual event that we do every year, please do well to follow up on the update. If you're an attendant on that event, you never can tell. You might be one of the lucky winners that is getting, a free training under Signatory scholarship. Every year that we do this event, we source out for sponsors, not because we want them to give us money, but we plead with them to come and empower our graduate students. Learning a skill right now is capital intensive. And for them to have gone through the stress of, training themselves, getting fabrics, the day-to-day transportation, hustle and bustle, after learning and they don't set up, is actually something that is very depressing. So the program or the platform, which is the style expenditure, is solely to create a platform for empowerment. The last time we had, there was some brand bringing in lots of sewing machine, and they distributed to our students. Victoria Creek Garden Estate, Port Harcourt, Rotary Club of Port Harcourt South. Every year they come in to give cash prizes. Every year that we have this event, there's no year they don't come to give cash prizes to our graduate students. So for that, I think we actually have our students at heart when we put up that platform. There is this international organization that partner with Signatory Stitches, and we just distributed about over 10 sewing machines to our students. So you see, like, everything we do, every time we reach out, we actually reach out, in areas that will benefit our students.